Dum, 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 dum. American Horror Story Season 7. Yes, it is here. It is here. Yay! What's going on, YouTube? You already know who it is. This is Just Tay. Happy Tuesday. It's almost 5 o'clock. Trying to get through this review as fast as I can. I hope I don't make it too long, but I do hope you guys enjoy it. And this is, as I said, American Horror Story Season 7, Cult. Are you ready? I know that the first episode already played, but I was kind of on and off thinking, like, should I do a review for this? And yeah, so since it's a new season, you know, brand new and everything, episode 2 comes on tonight, I believe. So I figure out I'm going to do a review, so I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. I have plenty more videos, and I'm going to make plenty more as well. So tonight I'm going to make a review, of course, for episode 2, episode number 2 of American Horror Story Season 7, Cult. Y'all better get ready for it, because it's coming faster than this. Get ready. Get ready. Alright, you guys, without any further ado, we're going to get into it. So, the name of this episode is Election Night. One of the worst nights in history last year, November 8th, 2016. It was just so much going on, though, last year in 2016. So many celebrities dying. One of the biggest ones was Prince. And others as well, but, you know. Anyway, we're not going to get into that before I get to crying or get to all upset. But anyway, y'all, it's election night. They showing all the electionees or whatever you want to call it. They mostly showing Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton going back and back. And then got Donald Trump. This is going to be da-da-da, blah-blah-blah. Whatever. Goodbye. No one likes you. Only ignorant people like you, because you are ignorant yourself. So you're going to have followers that are the same thing you are, sir. And you can go and kick rocks, alright? I ain't even going to cuss, because we're not going to do that on this channel. At least not for right now anyway. I'm trying to get my subscribers up there. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. I'm almost at 50. Okay? Yeah, you got to start off somewhere, and then you keep on going. I'm going to keep on going for you all. So thank you. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel. Okay, anyway, we're back. So basically, there's like this party on one side. You have Sarah Paulson, which her character's name is Allie. Her wife, her name is Ivy. And then you got this this couple. They're the Changs. That's the couple, or whatever. And this black lady's there, and somebody else is there, I believe. And Allie and Ivy, they have a son named Oz. So he's somewhere in the kitchen with some Mexican lady or something like that. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just saying. So, and then you have on another side, Evan Peters' character, who his name was Kai. But of course we didn't know that at first when they first came on. He's just sitting there watching Donald Trump, you know, and him being all calm for a minute. But anyway, the next thing you know, they announced the president, and the president is Donald Trump. And it was funny, but it was all kind of like a lot of our reactions when we found out that Donald Trump was the new president. Sarah Paulson freaking out in the best way she did, which is why she got Performer of the Week last week, because she was like, oh my God, no! How can he win? How can he win? No, go away, go away, go away. Hilarious, but it was very accurate. Now you see, me on that night of the election, I didn't cry. I was just highly upset. I didn't even watch the whole coverage, like of when they finally announced Donald Trump as the new president, and you know how many votes he got and how many votes Hillary got. I just cut it off that channel. I think I turned my TV off and I just went to bed. Like I felt so depressed that night because I really was hoping in for Hillary or whatever, you know, anybody but Donald Trump, you know what I mean? And it didn't turn out that way. And so I kind of felt that it was going to go the wrong way. So I said, forget it. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go to bed. And that's what I did. I went to bed right behind me, and that was just it. So whatever. So anyway, you know, you have their side, and then you got Kai, you know, blue haired boy on the other side, dry humping the daggone TV, talking about USA, USA, talking about the revolution has begun. And I'm like, oh Lord, you know that mean like he gave them a USA and white power and this and that. You know how that stuff goes. You know how that ish go. Yeah, and then the change, they was arguing because apparently the dude's wife didn't vote or something, you know, or voted for the wrong person or whatever. You know, they arguing back and forth and all of that. And you got Kai, you go back to his house. He go get a big old bag of cheese puffs, put that up in the blender, put it on his face, fix his hair up to resemble Donald Trump. He go up in the bathroom doing exactly that, because they call Donald Trump Cheeto Face, I think, because he's so orange, you know. That's why I said he's built like a big supersized Sunny D out of this mother, you know. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he looks like. I mean, it's terrifying, and it's just sad that so many people voted for this idiot. Okay, he trying to get this country blown up, all right? You're messing with the wrong people, sir. You need to shut your mouth and go sit down and take a nap or something. Have your wife change your diaper or something, because you straight up tripping right now. And so we got old girl. Now I didn't know if that was his girlfriend or his sister. Some people were saying that they brother and sister, Kai and Winter, who was talking on the phone with her friend and saying, "Oh my God, how am I gonna get an abortion if I get pregnant?" Or, you know, we should have moved. We shouldn't have moved to Florida and da 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 this da da da. You know, she was saying, "I'm terrified." And so he comes up in her room looking like he looking with this Cheeto face he got on, and she was like, "I'm just so scared right now." And he's like, "Everybody is." And that's when they cut to the new intro. Now I will say I had to look away, you know, but I'm not that trypophobic like a lot of people. You know, it's just like if you look at it for a minute or something, it does look kind of gross seeing holes like bunched together or just tightly packed. But, you know, I'm not that bad with it, like, because I have a camera and it has, you know, the little holes in it or whatever for the, I guess, for the volume or whatever, but it doesn't gross me out. So, but, you know, I'm not like a lot of people, so I'm glad, because I don't want to be freaking out of a bunch of holes and stuff, because they had the little beehive little thing, and I'm like, that ain't nothing. So, but yeah, so we get back to the story. And Twisty returns. Now, before he returns, we get to this little couple who's trying to set the mood out in Mother Nature, you know, all out, trying to have this little picnic and everything, you know, trying to get busy, and we all know what that means. And you know, while he's trying to get her all hot and bothered, shall I say, I'm trying to keep this as PG-13 as I possibly can. You know, he's telling her about, well, first of all, before he got to telling her the story about Twisty, she says something about somebody watching. She feel like somebody watching, you know. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Who's watching? Oh yeah, and he's like, you know, made a joke or something about Twisty the Clown, and she was like, who is that? You know, and so he gets to explaining who Twisty was and how he murders people like he does and everything, because we all know Twisty is a very creepy clown. And for those who don't know or have forgotten, Twisty, we have seen Twisty before on American Horror Story Freak Show. That was season 5, right? No. Okay, hold on. So it was Murder House, Coven, Murder House, Asylum, Coven. Then it was Freak Show. The season 5 was Hotel. Season 6 was Roanoke. and now it is Colt. So okay, just to make sure. So yeah, Twisty. We all saw Twisty on season 4, which was Colt. Lord Jesus. We all saw Twisty on season 4, which was Freak Show. The real freaky, murderous clown. Okay, so anyway, as they were trying to get it popping, you know, in the picnic or whatever, Twisty shows up right before they can do anything else. And you know, he's just standing there, creepy as he can be, mask and all. And oh God, dude, he wants to be a tough guy now, you know, because he dressed up like this. He got this biker boy like get up on, this bad boy with the little leather jacket, little vest on, and the black pants, the tattoos, the hair swooped to the back, whatever, perm, whatever. And he pulls out a gun, and he's like, you know, get out of here, get the freak out of here. And Twisty is just looking at him like, you know, I'm not scared. Twisty is immortal. He can't die. He's eternal. He cannot die. He's on some Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers type of stuff. You know what I mean? So he's not gonna die. So he shoots him right here, and then he shoots him right here. Like, excuse me, but if you are shooting this very terrifying, creepy-looking person twice, and they don't even flinch or go down, it is your time right now to get the Halamet up out of there, because otherwise you're grass. All right, and you know, yeah, okay, yeah. But anyway. So like an idiot, they just stand there, you know, being stupid. And so Twisty knocks the Halamet out of the dude with a bat or something that he had up in his hand. So the guy's just laying flat on the floor, and now he gets his throat sliced. It happened so fast, and now blood is just gushing out of his neck like a daggone gusher, you know, with extra gush in that. You know what I mean? And the girl, she's still just standing there like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? You know, instead of her taking this time to run, because at this point, your boyfriend is gone. Your boyfriend is dead. There is no bagels at this moment. You know, he is dead. He is dead. His throat is sliced the heck open. Okay, his throat is sliced open, and all that blood just gushed out of him like a gusher. Okay, a double stuffed gusher, not Oreos, but gushers this time. And so then Twisty proceeds to stab him in his chest or around his heart area and all as such. And so the bottom line is Mr. Heartbreaker, Mr. Hunk of Burning Love, Mr. Her boyfriend is gone. And then after all that, that's when she finally decides to run, you know, and he's just running all creepy. He's making all these noises, woo, being creepy, you know, playing his part, you know. Sir, I don't know what your name is, but you play the heck out of that clown. I know what you look like. I think you was that dirty police officer in Gothica, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, so she finally decides to go hide after all that running for a little while. She hides in the bus that he had. And if you remember from season 4, Freak Show, what's going on? Oh yeah, so he had a bus, and like he had kidnapped this one girl. He had this boy in there, and he was like, you know, kind of torturing him or whatever in that bus. And so she hid in the back of it where his victims were kept. And he went in the bus, but not where she was. She was hiding so good for a minute. He didn't find her, you know, so he just walked out. And all of a sudden, because she dialed the police, she dialed 911, and he heard the operator talking because her phone was so daggone loud, you know. He was like, and I was like, girl, you done messed up now. So she thinking everything is cool. Then that's when she want to turn her phone down. She was like, please, you know, begging and pleading to herself. And so finally the door opens in the back, and he grabs her, and you know, they tussling and stuff. The bus is just rocking back and forth, and the next thing you know, you hear these stabbings and stuff, and all of a sudden her tongue is just flat on the bus, you know, and because he cut it out. I mean, it reminded me of Dead Silence, you know, because that's what happened on Dead Silence. If you don't know what Dead Silence is, I highly suggest you go watch that movie. It's one of the best movies of 2007. One of the best horror movies, if anything. But yeah, so Twisty, and so Twisty picks up the phone and he tells the 911 operator, he's like, wrong number, because as we all know, Twisty has no bottom part of his mouth. You know, it looks really nasty. And turns out this was a comic book that Oz, aka Allie and Ivy's son, he was reading a comic book. And so Allie, she comes up in there and she's like, boy, what you doing? You supposed to be asleep. And she's like, what you reading? He's like, nothing. And she was like talking about erect stuff. Probably gonna edit that out. Shout out to BHD. Alright, Blasphemous HD. But yeah, so she was like, you know, you ain't doing nothing wrong, but you gotta go to sleep. I know that, you gotta go to bed. And so she sees the book, and you know, obviously she sees these clowns, and clearly she doesn't care too much for clowns. She has a phobia of clowns, which we are going to know and figure out later on in this episode. She has a fear of clowns. She got triggered, and then she was having this like panic anxiety attack by his door. And so, you know, he trying to comfort her. He get out of bed trying to comfort her, and she just tripping. She not even paying attention. And then Ivy comes in and, you know, finally snaps her out of it. And so, you know, she's saying she don't like clowns. She's afraid of them. She don't like them. Now me, I don't care for clowns, but I'm not scared. I'm not scared of them. You know, I'm not scared of them at all. I just, you know, they're very creepy. You know, and all these movies, you know, makes them nothing but creepy, to be honest. So anyway, all right. So okay, now we get to this. After Allie calms herself down, we get to this court scene or whatever, and the Chang man, I don't know exactly what his first name was, Mr. Chang. They up in this court thing and everything or whatever, discussing all the stuff that's going on with the world. And Kai, he speaks. He comes up, and you know, he says his little speech about people are, you know, in their fear, and you know, it needs to be more freedom and blah blah blah, and you know, basically kind of doing this whole, you know, talking about this whole revolution thing about, you know, everything he plans to do in this season, apparently, like, you know, saying, you know, we don't need more cops, we need less of them, and talking about Jews blowing up stuff. You know, I was kind of confused with that scene, but I kind of understood at the same time. And you know, he was just basically trying to get this whole let's have a purge night type of, you know, he just gave me that kind of vibe, you know, because Evan Peters, once again, he's playing this crazy character in this show, okay, and he does a very good job of doing so pretty much for all of these seasons, except for season 2, Asylum. Like, he wasn't that bad of a dude in this that season, but this one here, oh God, you know, he's really portraying how a lot of these Trump supporters are. You know, ever since, you know, Trump was you know, elected president, you know, you had some of these, you know, a lot of white folks, no offense, but you know, going out and feeling like, you know, they could do whatever. You know, they could go up to a black person and call them nigger and any other thing else, and just say some very derogative things towards people of color and whatever, you know, just really doing some stupid stuff, running around with a Confederate flag during the day or something like that, you know, just felt like they could do anything. But, you know, with all that, you know, they was like, you know, no, we just you can leave now, basically. And he mumbled to himself, there's nothing more scary or something than a humiliated man or something like that he told Mr. Chang or whatever. But yeah, nothing too much from that scene, just that. So anyway, we get to Allie, back to Allie. So she's in therapy, talking to her therapist, talking about, you know, the fact that after the election night, her anxiety, you know, attacks came back, you know. She was talking about, you know, the clowns, you know, her being in like tightly packed spaces or something like that, you know. So basically she claustrophobic pretty much. And then, because yeah, when you saw how she was triggered after looking at that clown book, you know, the comic with the clown with Twisty on it, you know, she was like, you know, that they made the camera look like she was like getting closed in or something, and then trypophobic. Now, for those who don't know what trypophobic or trypophobia is, you have like this fear of holes, you know, small little dark holes, you know, stuff bunched together, and it's like holes or whatever, anything like bunched together, stuff like that. Now I ain't gonna lie, when I first like did the little looked up what is trypophobia, the stuff was gross, but I'm kind of over it now. It's like, you know, I do my best not to look at that kind of stuff. And you know, if I do see something like say for instance, if somebody made a little like something on their skin, like make it seem like it was like holes on their skin, it's not that bad. Not that bad. Just like beehives. I don't really, you know. But American Horror Story, I will say though, y'all is really pushing the trypophobia button. Oh Jesus. But anyway, so you know he had this like coral thing on his shelf, and she was like, please put that away, because it was just full of holes, full of small holes. And so, you know, yeah, and she was saying her fear really opened up more after election night, and it was reminding her back when she was in college during 9/11, and she had a fear of leaving her own apartment because she was just terrified. She had anxiety. She was anxious. So anxious. Shout out to Genuine. And she was talking about Ivy. You know, her wife had helped her through those tough times of, you know, being anxious about stuff she couldn't control like that at the time. And so, you know, her therapist was, you know, helping her out as well, telling her, you know, the best thing that she could do is, you know, stay off social media, you know. He said instead of him putting his time into social media, he goes and works out, you know, stays in shape and all those things and such. And you know, he wants to give her some medicine, but she doesn't want to take any medicine because I'm guessing she feels like, you know, it's gonna make her crazy or whatever. So, but you know, he you know, she probably might need it though, you know, in order to stop, you know, possibly lose her mind and go crazy. So, yeah. So the next scene, we get to a grocery store. Allie's she goes to this grocery store by herself at that, you know, and it's late at night. You know what I'm saying? It's late at night. All right, and she goes up in there, and Chaz Bono, in case you didn't know, that is Cher's son. Well, you know, transgender or whatever. And Chaz, you know, he's been at the register and all that. They talking for a second, and you know, they was talking about the election night, and all of a sudden he pulls out a Make America Great Again hat on, and you know, he just looking at her all mean, and she was like, let me go on and get what I got to get out this store. So seriously, this store was humongous. It's just her up in there. So we thought. And you know, she just walking. She just walking like everything's cool. I'm not finna go to no grocery store like 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. And by myself too? No, thank you. No. Especially if I see a cashier with a Make America Great Again hat on. Oh, I don't think so. But y'all, so she just happens to look up in one of those mirrors that they have in the store. And so she sees like this girl, you know, with this clown mask on, and she also sees one of the like spooky characters that we're supposed to see this season as well. And also it's like before American Horror Story came back on, Ryan Murphy was teasing us on Instagram with one of the like spooky characters. She got like a hand on her head or something. That's who she saw in the mirror, because I didn't really see it that fast the first time I saw this episode. And yeah, so that's who she saw in that mirror. And so she just walked on to the next aisle and everything. And you know, she goes to another aisle, and then next you know, she sees these two guys, I should say, getting jiggy with it by the watermelons. You know what I mean? Like, all by the watermelons is just squished up pieces of watermelons all everywhere. And I'm like, by the watermelon though? By the watermelon? Really? That's nasty. But yeah, and she has a fit, and one of the clown masks has a bunch of holes in them, and we all know she don't, you know, really care for, you know, holes and stuff all cluttered up and stuff together. So yeah, then all of a sudden this loud music comes on, and there's this clown with like 3 faces, a mask that is, you know, with 3 faces on it, and it's like a long red nose. And I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be, you know, the clown nose looked like wieners. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say some stuff that'll, you know, make my videos, you know, get demonetized or something. But yeah, the noses look like wieners. dildos. But yeah, and so this fool is on a scooter, scooting around with a knife or something in his hand and chasing her around the grocery store, and she's like, oh no. So she run around for a second, and then she gets her bottle of some orange Ciroc. I think it was orange Ciroc, if not Alizé or Hennessy or something. And she throws one bottle at him and she misses. And then she run back to the aisle and she get her another bottle of the orange Ciroc. And so Allie aims it at him and clocks him in the head, and she runs out the store. And so yeah, she will hurry up and run and get in the car and everything. So she calls up Ivy and everything. And you know, she was saying, oh, they're trying to kill me, they're trying to kill me, they're trying to kill me. And then when the camera, you know, gets up to the front of the car, as you can see in the back seat, it's that same spooky demon girl in the back seat of her car. And I'm like, oh my God. And she looks up in the rearview mirror after she was trying to calm herself down, and she sees the girl in the rearview mirror. The girl come up there like this, and so she rams the car into a pole, and her airbag come out. It was crazy. But that was so creepy. That was so creepy. Like, that was so creepy. Because like the girl, the little spooky demon girl, she reminds me of that one character with the cage on her head from 13 Ghosts. And let me tell you something, as a child, that terrified me. I was traumatized after seeing that. But thank God I was watching Rugrats or something else when I went home after seeing that movie at a friend's house. I was like, oh, hecky no, I'm going to my house and I'm going to watch some nice stuff. Okay, I'm going to watch some SpongeBob. I'm going to watch some Rugrats or something. Because that was just horrifying. I don't even, matter of fact, SpongeBob wasn't even out yet, because this was like in 97 or something like that, maybe 98, whatever. Anyway, that's who that new demon girl reminds me of. That other one from 13 Ghosts. I'll put the pictures together and you can understand what I'm talking about. But okay, so we get back to the house. Allie at the house now, and so you know the police or whatever just left from their house. And you know, Ivy was telling her that they say, you know, it wasn't nobody there. It was just her there at the store. And the cashier, of course, and the cashier was saying he saw her running around crazy. And, you know, like she was hallucinating. And Ivy, you know, Allie, you know, she saw what she saw, but everybody else don't. So, you know, she was like, they were going to kill me. They were going to kill me. So anyway, they go to this coffee shop, you know, and they ain't been there since the election night. And they just talking and everything, and you know, dealing with the whole thing with the election night and things as such. They were also discussing their sex life and basically saying that, you know, it's been a long time since, you know, they've done anything. And, you know, Ivy was really telling Allie, like, look, you know, you gonna have to, I wish you would stop talking about this election night and let's have some more us time. You know what I mean? That's what she was trying to tell her. But, you know, Ivy was saying she want her wife back. She want her lady back. And so Allie was saying she gonna get it together. She gonna get it together, and that they need a new nanny for Oz, you know. Because they want to, you know, go on dates and do this, you know, married type of stuff, you know. And so they left the coffee shop and they was just talking and everything. And also we come to find out, Allie didn't vote. You see, we thought that she voted for Hillary, but she didn't, because she couldn't trust Hillary either. Because, and you know, in case you haven't noticed, you know, you ain't did no research or nothing, Hillary is apparently crooked. You know, she did her dirt back in the day, and I don't know if she's still doing it now, but you know, that's what they was said. So Allie didn't trust Hillary enough that much either. So yeah, but then Kai pops up and he splatters this latte drink on both of them, you know, and they was like, you know, all this space and you decide to walk to, you know, spill your stuff on us. And he was like, enjoy your latte, beep, B word, female dog, have a nice day, you know, just being real a-hole like, you know. And they was looking at him like, oh my goodness, you know what I mean? So Anyway, where else did we go? Okay, so now we get to the part where they was asking people, you know, for the nanny job and everything. And here goes Winter again. And Winter, she shows up and she putting on this whole show. And you know, Winter, she looks creepy. You know, she looks creepy with this cock to the side bun she had in her head, and you know, trying to tell this story about her on how much she loves children and everything. But as we saw in the flashback with her and Kai, and they did like this naked truth game. They did their pinkies or whatever like this, and you know, he asked her some questions like, what was the most embarrassing moment that you had in your life or something like that. And she said when some girl exposed her love letter she had to Paula Abdul. And so he was like, are you a dyke? And another question was like, what's the most painful experience you had? And she said when some dude gave her anal doing the butt. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he said, what's the most pleasure you had? And she said the same thing as her painful experience. And I was like, oh. He was like, was there blood and poop? I'm like, ugh. You might want to know about all that, bro. Come on now. But anyway, so surprisingly, she got the daggone job. And I'm like, oh, Lord, here we go. So after all that, we get to hold on. Oh yeah. So they had showed this group of Mexican men, you know, like they was working and everything. They was like hanging out by this truck and all that. And Kai, you know, he comes out of nowhere again, and he over there being, you know, very rude and all like racist like, and insulting them and singing the La Cucaracha song while pissing in a condom. And he making his own little racist derogative song while peeing in this condom and throwing it at them, talking about calling them wetbacks and stuff like that. And after he threw that pissy condom at them, they jumped him. However, it was being recorded. And I kind of felt like, oh, this is being recorded, you know, to make him look like the victim here, you know. It was all clicking to me, you know. But anyway, so that was crazy. It was just disgusting. Allie and Ivy, they have a little date night. Allie being Ivy being all romantic. She got these candlelights. She the one who cooking everything, well, serving up the food and stuff, while Allie is sitting down and waiting for her food and everything else. And hopefully, we was hoping this date night would go right. However, it can't go too right in American Horror Story. We all know that. All right. And so they cut it off real quick, and we get back to Winter. And so Oz, he's drawing, and Winter's asking him all these questions. You know, who's your real mom? And do you have a dad? And da da this, da da that. And you know, Oz is over there drawing Twisted the Clown murdering somebody. And she was like, is that a clown, or is that a knife and a dead body? And she was like, have you ever seen a real dead body? And he was like, no. And the next thing you know, well, hold on, before we get to that part, we get back to the scene with Allie. She's sitting down, she reading all the tweets from Donald Trump. She was like, oh my God, stop tweeting. But for real, Donald Trump, you need to hush. You really do need to hush. But anyway, Allie, she finally gets her dinner, and she lifts up the thing, and she sees like a bloody holy crumpet. I ain't gonna lie, it looked a little gross, but I'm like, oh, it looked like a nasty old muffin or something. And the crumpet, or whatever, whatever it's called, piece of bread, piece of cookie, whatever, it was like bleeding out. And I'm like, ugh. And it had like fingers and stuff on the side, and then with one little grape. Why would I want to eat this grape with these bloody fingers and this crumpet? Ugh, Jesus. And then she looks to the side. There's a clown getting off with himself while staring at her with this creepy mask with a green mohawk. And she was like trying to trace after the clown. Ivy is like, what is going on? You know, Ivy, what are you doing? Allie, I mean, what are you doing? What is going on? What are you doing? What are you doing? And you know, Allie said that she felt like she was losing her mind. She felt like she was going insane. And Ivy asked, "Did you take your medicine?" Ivy like, "Ivy, take your medicine, girl. Take your medicine. You're losing it. You're going nuts. You're off the rocker. You're off your own rocker. You better stop, girl, for to come around and put you up in the nut house. And you're going to be walking around with a straitjacket on wishing you was at home with your wife and your kid. Get it together, girl." Moving on, we go back to Winter and Oz. And all of a sudden, okay, all of a sudden, we see them on the dark web. Okay, she talking about, oh, that's where all the cool stuff is. Girl, that ain't nothing cool. Ain't nothing cool about no dark web. What's wrong with you? Letting that boy watch that? Like, seriously, she was letting him watch a video of a guy getting stabbed in the neck several times. I'm like, come on now. And he was like, he flipped that screen. He's like, I don't want to watch this. And she was like comparing that whole thing, you know, about him seeing that to like him getting a shot for like the chicken pox or the measles or something like that. He's like, you know, it may hurt for a second, but you know, after a while it'll go away. Get over it. And so she told me, I'm gonna go get some cookies. Ain't no way in the world I'm finna eat cookies while watching somebody get stabbed in the neck 199 times. Like, that's just nasty. So next thing you know, Oz, he was, you know, watching the video, and then he heard this ice cream truck. And so I'm like, saying to myself, like, what is an ice cream truck doing riding around at like probably 10 something at night? Like, come on, man, this ain't real. This ain't realistic. So he sees that ice cream truck, and he sees the same clowns and all that Allie saw at the store. He's looking out the window. They're looking at him through the window. I'm like, man, how do y'all see me all the way over here? And so, you know, he goes and calls Winter. By the time Winter tries to go look out the window, they gone. But they weren't gone. They were at the Chang's house, okay? They were finna purge up in their house. And so they go up to their house, and they go up to their house to see what was going on. And after that whole scene with Allie and her hallucinating and everything, they get back to the house. They on their way back to the house, and they see all the you know, they see an ambulance, they see the police over there. And, you know, it's like in the middle of where her house is, and, you know, right across the street is the Chang's house. And they're like, what is going on? So they hollering and screaming for Oz. Oz is cool, and Winter is cool too. Not cool as in personality-wise, like, you know, ain't nothing happened to her. So, you know, Oz was telling the story about how they went over to their house. Winter was trying to look through the window. She couldn't see nothing. So Oz, you know, she lifted him up, and they saw what was going on. All them clowns was up in the Chang house, and they was tortured, murdered. And what that is basically you being tortured while you being murdered. Because as we saw, they had them all tied up, hands tied behind their back, I think, too. Sliced the chain. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So all of a sudden, you know, like I said, they sliced the chain throat open. They would study stabbing them after that. It was crazy. It was like some purge type of stuff, and it reminded me of The Strangers. If you've never seen that movie, that was another good horror movie too, creepy mask and all. But that's what it was reminding me of. And then they put like this bloody smiley face on their wall, and then they killed the wife, and then that was it. They was dead. They was gone. They was murdered in their own house. And the detective, he talking about it was a suicide. So how are you going to kill yourself with your hands tied behind your back? Come on now. Come on. How you going to slice your own throat with your hands tied behind your back? What you doing, baby? What you doing, babe? It was crazy. This episode was crazy. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I will be watching, and I will be reviewing afterwards. And last but not least, Allie, you know, she thought she was talking to Ivy. You know, she was laying in the bed. She turned around. It's that same clown that was on the scooter chasing her with a knife, with the three-face clown mask with the long wiener noses. It was crazy, and that was the end of the episode. It was a crazy episode, but it was still good for a first episode of the new season. I've been waiting for American Horror Story to come back ever since Roanoke. Roanoke, I really enjoyed Roanoke because it was just something different that they did. It was like, it was just real different, like how they had, it was like a documentary type of thing, and then they had the real people, and then they had the actors playing the real people. And then they all came together to do like this reunion thing And, you know, turns out this stuff was real in a way. So, you know, it was crazy. It was kind of confusing. It was good. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen for this new season, despite all the hate that this show has gotten. And we're not even on episode 5 yet. Like, Jesus Christ, give it a minute. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Ryan Murphy. Shout out to Sarah Paulson. Shout out to Evan Peters. Everybody on this show. And, yeah. But, yeah, y'all, that was my review. And I hope you guys enjoy it. All right. I try not to make this video as long, but yeah. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna prepare myself for tonight's episode so I can review that as well. And yeah, so I hope you guys give this video a thumbs up. Shout out to all my American Horror Story fans out there. If you're excited for this new season, give this video a thumbs up for that. Subscribe to the channel. More videos coming soon. And yeah, it's been Just Tay, and I'm out.